Okay, I'm joined by Mike McHale today, who is the president of PSA Systems. Nice to see you, Mike.
Nice seeing you, Trevor.
Yeah. So you specialize really in automation systems. You're the smart factory guy who is people come to if they're doing reasonable volumes and they're needing to automate their systems. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So we're a custom automation shop.
Right.
With that said, we integrate best of breed equipment into a package to deliver whatever that particular fulfillment might be, a robot system, a custom piece of equipment designed for your specific application.
Right, and you go across, of course, not just the semiconductor industry, but all industries, really. I mean, you just get involved where there's mass automation needed.
Correct. Yeah. So we're PSA. We work from SMT through medical device, paper, heavy industry, packaging, warehousing, just about anything custom. So yeah, we're 87 employees with 60 engineers, and we have a vast array of abilities inside the company.
Right, right. So when you look at the United States in the global theater, as it were, for automation, they're very slow to change. They're really not picking up this smart factory automation benefit very quickly. Why do you think that is?
You know, I think it's company culture. It's a skill set issue, but we're also chasing return on investments that might be a little too aggressive for a particular application. You know, it's a long-term effect. Our automation can't fix your problem tomorrow, but over the course of time, the automation gets better, technologies become smarter, and we need to have a longer view of the automation.
But I mean, some of the bigger companies that you see in electronics, and I'm referring to electronics manufacturing now, companies like Flex and Jabil and that sort of thing. These guys have very much adopted smart factory strategies to improve their, not just the automation within their businesses, but also the quality and the yield that they're getting out of these businesses. But it doesn't seem to be trickling down to the smaller companies. Is there a level where it just doesn't make sense?
Yeah, I think size and scale matters. The amount of staff that you have in your business matters. In here we're always chasing a return on investment, and that return on investment, you need to look forward, and a lot of other countries or industries look forward out 5-8 years. We have a much shorter view. So but we are seeing the change in companies wanting a smart factory, wanting to have a lean manufacturing, in the sense of how can we do it better, how can we do it faster, and how can we do it better for the associates.
But as long as this industry is pretty much dominated by private equity businesses, that's never going to change, is it? I mean, these guys, as you rightly said, they're looking for a faster return on investment.
Yeah, I think the view, the view of the investors is more long term, and I think it's actually getting better. It's more about returning to R&D, returning to a much healthier business. Obviously, the changes in culture and employee satisfaction matters more than it did before. Right. And automation can enhance facilities. We've done projects in facilities where we eliminated some of the worst jobs in that facility. And those employees were not terminated. They went to better jobs, and they're thankful to not have to be maybe in a 30-degree freezer 8 hours a day. There's a lot of jobs that can be automated to increase company morale, employee morale, and it helps the bottom line of the company as well.
Right, right. Do you think there's also an element of skill set involved here, education? I mean, for example, in Germany, for example, we have a much more traditional education system where if you want to learn to be an engineer, you have to go through many different layers of training and mentorship, etc., before you qualify.
Well, I think here in the States we're doing a lot better job in STEM programs. The STEM programs from the high school level through college. We're involved at PSA, and myself involved in many programs now with the university and high schools, and we're a little behind the times, but I think we're catching up. And over the next decade, I think we're going to see major advances. With STEM programs moving into the high school and the incubators helping with that process. We bring in 4 to 8 co-ops a year from college and even Votech Votech welders, Votech machinists. That's increasing, and I think I think we're going to do better.
Yeah, yeah, and I know institutes like the IPC and people like that. They've got big STEM programs going as well. So I think that's certainly true. I think the other dynamic though is once they get into these companies in Germany that we're referring to, is that they're used to doing a lot of customization. If a customer comes in and says, "Yeah, I want to buy that machine, but I want it to have this, and this facility," and they say no problem, and they customize it. Over here, that doesn't happen. You have to buy it. You have to buy what comes in the box.
Yeah, in our business, everyone wants to get to that product that you can sell 50, 100, 1,000 a year. The customization has fallen to the backside of some of those companies. We're a custom automation shop, so everything we do is custom. So a customer comes to us with a problem, we solve that problem, or we buy somebody else's equipment and we modify that equipment to solve the particular problem. So, chasing a higher net profit and higher revenue has led to some OEMs saying no customization because they just don't have the resources. Mm-hmm. But it's also not just the resources from the company, the dollars associated. We do have problems finding enough engineers to help in those processes. Everyone I think knows that there's a lack of engineers here in the States, but I think it's getting better. Universities are adding more STEM programs. Those STEM programs are really producing more mechatronics engineers, programmers. We see it getting better.
What about the C-suite managers that are managing these new people coming through?
Well, I think that's going to change over time as the younger engineers and the younger executives start moving through the businesses, and the C-suite is more adopted to those updated softwares, robot systems. I think the C-suite will drive growth of automation here in the States.
Right. Okay. Good. So, any really interesting projects that you've got on the go at the moment that we can talk about?
Yeah, our SMT division. We launched Matrix last year. Mm-hmm. We're in full deployment right now, full manufacturing. And we'll be launching Marksman September 1st. That's our new printer with vision for under $10,000 price point.
Right. Wow.
So we'll be launching that product, and then we have another product we'll be launching in January that we're pretty excited about, and we'll talk about that in January.
Okay. And all these products are under the 10,000.
Everything's under $10,000.
Right. Interesting concept.
We'll see.
Anyway, we'll look forward to seeing that. So I want to thank you anyway for coming in and telling us about it today, Michael.
Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it.
All right.